Hello, everyone out there. We are back again. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're doing great. If you haven't subscribed yet, I would like you to take this opportunity to be a subscriber by subscribing and liking this video and sharing with your friends, family, and people around you. Yes, we're back again. Remember that we're on a math journey, and the goal is to demystify the complexity or how difficult math is. Our class is to make math enjoyable so that no matter where we find ourselves, we'll be in a better position to use the tools that we have acquired to navigate through the problems and challenges that math comes along with. If you remember, we have gone through different topics such as numbers, um, such as fractions, decimals, percentages, standard form, PEMDAS, and board mass. And we've gotten to a point where we have to move on to the next topic, which is sets. But I believe that we're at a place where we can review these topics by solving problems, or to do some review questions that relates to these topics before we move on to another major topic called sets. All right, so we will start by looking at numbers. We'll start looking at numbers. And we know that numbers was invented or was propounded. Numbers was propounded by George Cantor. Was propounded by George Cantor in the years 1895 to 1897. Yes, that's when it was propounded. Now I'm going to throw out some numbers, and I'd like us to identify the type of numbers that they are. So I'm going to start with this first one here. Imagine you have 5 over maybe square root of 3, for example. Can anyone be able to identify what type of number this is? I know this is a fraction. I know it's a fraction. I know it's a fraction. I know it's a fraction. We have a numerator and a denominator. There's a numerator and a denominator, but it has some irrationality in the denominator, which is this one here. There's an irrational. This one here is a third. It is not a whole number. It's not an integer. It's not a counting number. It is not a rational number. We said that rational numbers are fractions, things that are written in fractional form. So this whole expression is written in fractional form, right? But it cannot be written, right, in fractional form. Why? It's written in fractional form. Why? Because it has what? Because it has a numerator, right, divided by a denominator, right? So if you don't take care, if you and I don't take care, we might think it's what? We might think this is a rational number, like this. But it is not. It is not a rational number. So technically, we'll say that 5 divided by square root of 3 is an irrational number because of this number here, because of the square root. It's an irrational number because of the square root. So it is in fractional form, but it's not a rational number because the denominator is neither a whole number. This one here, it's not a whole number. It's not a counting number. It is also not an integer, and it's also it's also not a rational number. So the whole expression here, it's an irrational number. So an irrational number, but it's a positive irrational number. It's a positive irrational number. Are we okay so far? I hope I hope you're okay so far. I hope you're okay so far. So let's take a look at another number and let's see what type of number it is. Okay. If you have, um, let's say, -5/7, what type of number is this? You can tell that this is in what is in fraction form, right? It's a fraction, and there's no irrationality involved. So this means that it is what, and it's a rational. It's a rational number. It's a rational number. But what type of rational number? It's an e. It's a negative. It's a negative. It's a negative rational number. It's a negative rational number. Negative rational number. Okay. What about this number here? 0. What type of number is this? Who can tell me? Who can tell me? Of course, this is not a rational number. It is not an irrational number because it's not in fraction, right? It's not in fraction, right? However, we can say that that's a whole number. It's a whole number because it's not a counting number, right? So it is not a natural number. It is not a counting number, right? But we can say that it is what? It is a whole number. So 0 is a whole number. It's a whole number. It's a whole number. It's a whole number. I hope we're doing okay so far. Now let's take a look at maybe types of numbers. We're going to look at types of numbers. So before I do that, let me wipe off this one. Okay, we're going to look at certain types of numbers. So if I take the number, for example, if I take the number 1, what type of number is this? So first of all, this number is a whole number. It's a whole number. And it's also what? It's a natural number. It's a natural number. And it's also what? A counting number. It's a counting number. And it's also an integer. It's an integer. What type of integer? Positive integer. This. It's a, sorry. It's a positive integer. And this we said it's a counting number. It's a natural number. It's a whole number. All right? It's a whole number. But we can also see that when we divide 1 by 2, there will be what? A remainder. A remainder exists. A remainder exists. Therefore, we can say that the number 1 is an odd number. It's also an odd number. So it's an odd number. We can write it here. Odd number as well. It's an odd number. But what can it be a prime number? Can it be a prime number? No, it can't be a prime number because we said that a prime number is a number that has one factor, that number itself in 1. We can't say that we have 1 times 1. There's nothing like this. Okay, it has to be a different number. This one has to be a different number multiplying 1 to give you a prime number. So 1 is not, let me take this one here. 1 is not a prime number. However, 1 is a whole number. It's a natural number. It's a counting number. It's a positive integer. It's an odd number, but it cannot be a prime number. It cannot be a prime number. Okay, we're going to end here. And when we come another time, we'll continue with reviewing some questions on the topics that we have treated so far. I hope you are enjoying this journey. I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.